Shall we?
Yes. Okay. I'm
All right.
so tipsy.
Tipsy Tuesday.
I'm like, okay, what's the next sentence we're about to hear?
Hey guys, welcome to Tipsy Tuesday yet again. I'm Brian and this is Chello. We're going to be doing a little men's grooming guide. Give us a little lowdown of what we were going to
Sure.
share.
So I am gonna show you guys and Brian the basics of like bare bones, all natural makeup, and we're gonna do it while we're tipsy. It's gonna be awesome.
Hey. All right, let's begin.
Okay. So I'm gonna start by prepping your skin. This is basically the most important part. It's gonna go for something that's just gonna sort of help your skin retain its moisture throughout this whole process. Close your eyes and close your mouth, and I'm gonna mist your face.
Okay. Oh.
It's supposed to be pleasant.
It is.
No matter how you look, it is pleasant. Okay,
It feels
sweet.
great.
When it comes to things like concealers, the only real way to go is to try it on your skin. And that's why when people ask me for recommendations, I don't recommend them things at like Dwayne Reed, because you can't try things there versus at your MAC, at your Sephora. Unless you're a stone cold professional like me, you really can't eyeball your shade, and picking shade is so much more than just color. It's not just about the darkness or the lightness of the base, but it's also about the undertone. So what I'm seeing on you, you really have more of a neutral undertone, but to me it looks just slightly more yellow. And this is not hard to deduce for yourself. You need to try things on yourself. And it's always important to look at them in natural lighting. Trust me, to all hell, once you go stand in front of a window, you're gonna be like, I look like that. It happens to me all the time. I'm like, wow, I'm orange. What I'm doing is I'm just focusing on areas where the skin is uneven. You can see on this side even, there's redness right here on the side of the nose. You can see redness on the nose, and then the rest of your skin is really nice. Fuck you. You just have great skin. I'm only gonna be using 2 brushes here. The one I'm using right now is more dense, and I like this for creams and basically any foundation because it's going to make it a lot easier to blend. I'm only applying it where I absolutely need it here. So then I'm gonna switch to something that's more
I like this one.
sparse. This is called a duo fiber brush. This next part is kind of optional, but I'm going to set it with a powder. So this powder is translucent. It doesn't look like anything. And I'm just doing this to lightly set that cream I put down. The second most important thing in like all male grooming is the eyebrows. So I'm using just a dark eye pencil, and all I'm gonna do for you is fill in areas where they're sparse with these tiny little like flicking motions. I'm not really dragging it. This is the MAC eyebrow pencil. This color is called Spiked. Really the goal when it comes to like quote unquote male grooming. I'm not gonna stop saying quote unquote because I think it's the dumbest thing that we call it this. It's like men's makeup. I'm like, girl, I do this every morning. Because we're going so minimal, these tiny details are important. And then for a lot, I just use my finger just to give it a really smooth blend and just sort of help it integrate. And it's so subtle, but it just gives you a stronger frame. Some people will fill in the front, but I think that is crazy.
You eyebrows.
Literally. So now I'm gonna use a clear brow gel. This is just gonna help set your brows into place. We're adding color, we're adding evenness mostly. We're either filling in things that aren't filled in, or we're evening out things that aren't even, just making everything very, very neutral. And then we're setting it with the second step. I'm gonna finish your eyes with my own personal situation. This is a product from MAC that's just called Shine. It's literally just shine. And in lieu of any sort of color situation, all I'm gonna do is just apply this from your eyebrow all the way down, and it's just gonna give you a little bit more dimension. It's all about like doing the bare minimum, and then I'm like, but how can I embellish this to make it cute? Because for your lips, is you want to start with some sort of lip conditioner, like a balm or whatever, but this is just going to make sure that your lips are nice and healthy. My method when I'm going for that like nothing, because we do want to apply some enhancement, is I'll either A, use a lip brush, or B, if I was a boy, I would just use my fingers. And doing this versus using it straight out of, say, the tube or out of anything is, again, it's just gonna let you control the amount of pigment and the amount of color. So here, because I do want to add just a little bit, just to emphasize, but I don't want to add so much that it's like, hi, I'm Brian, this is my favorite shade lipstick. For me, when I look at this and when I am, say, at work, if I was at Men's Fashion Week, I would think that this looked flat. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna very subtly put the color back into your complexion. But this is sort of like a mauve color. Maybe this is just because I love boys, but I feel like the rosy cheek just makes you look like alive.
I either had a shot or I went to the gym. Like,
Exactly.
I don't know which one, but I'm kind of into both.
Literally, the rosy
Yes.
cheeks are everything on any man. It's important. It's important to me. So I'm going to do a tiny little bit of highlighting. This is just going to bring out some of your features and just sort of accentuate the shape of your face. What I'm doing here is I'm using a cream highlighter. This is the Becca Slim Light Stick. I don't even know if they have this anymore. I'm just putting this on the inner corner of your eyes to just open your eyes up a little bit more. Here we have this nice dark frame, the shine on the lids, and with just a little bit of light on the inner corner, it just sort of opens things up. Here I'm gonna use a powder highlighter. This is called the MAC Extra Dimension Skinfinish. It is my favorite. This kind of will only capture the light. Again, when I'm thinking about men's grooming, I'm always considering what is gonna look the most natural. Like, so you could also do your nose, but I'm thinking your nose looks great. And then the very last thing I'm going to do, like using this is actually a mineralized Skinfinish, natural. So this is like designed to be a face powder, but you can use any bronzer. I'm just gonna provide a bit of structure to your face, again, because even though you do have this jawline that could cut glass, the process of applying base is always going to flatten it and make it a little bit less three-dimensional. Whereas with highlighting, I was going for the parts of your face that stand out, the tops of your cheeks, your inner corners. I could do your nose, I could do your top lip. I'm just accentuating the parts where your face is drawn in, where it is more hollow. Just go from the middle of your ear in the same angle as your jawline. Or you can feel with your hand, and you can just feel there's a hollow in your face. I'm also gonna do the sides of your forehead. Again, this is just sort of compensating for sort of how we flattened everything with that base. And also a little bit on the sides of the nose. So I just use a tiny, tiny bit on either side, just to sort of help everything reintegrate. And I think you're done.
Yes?
Yeah.
I'll do another little bang.
Doing this. You look so good.
Shut up.
Oh my god.
All right, well, Brian here.
And it's Chello.
And thank you for joining us for a little bit of men's grooming.
So you guys can follow me on YouTube here. My username is It's Chello. You can also find me on Instagram, It's Chello, where I post more of my work. And thanks so much for having me.
Yay! Thank you. Thank you, guys.